Well, the latter is an acquired skill because for most of my career as a journalist, the goal was to hide your opinions, to definitely not share them and to quiet your
Mhm.
bias and really just report the facts. And whatever you thought personally, you kept in your personal lane. And that's pretty much how I spent my time as a journalist. And then I got elevated to the prime time of Fox. And that show was the first that became a little bit more opinion. But if you go back and you watch the Kelly file, you won't see a lot of my opinion. I'll argue with people who
That's
say
true.
moronic things, but I wasn't really saying
Mm.
this is where I stand on X, Y, or Z.
Right.
And even
You
when
were
I
more of
launched
a
my
mediator.
podcast, yeah,
Yeah.
I tried to do that. I remember I had an argument with Mark Cuban, and he lost that argument, but he did win the following point where he said he was pressing me to give my opinion, and I said, "Well, no, I don't have to do that. You're the guest." And he said, "Oh no, not in this lane. You're going to have to give your opinion here." And he was
Mhm.
correct. And so 5 years after
Mhm.
launching the show, I give it a lot more freely. It's why people tune in. They want to know where you stand. They want to know what you think about things.
Mhm.
It's just a totally different game than straight into journalism. On the Pope, um, look, this was a very liberal Pope. He was a very progressive guy
Mhm.
within the Catholic Church, and he was controversial amongst really
Mhm.
diehard Christians. They didn't really much love what he did to the Catholic Church. They certainly didn't love his announcements on immigration and how we really needed to welcome all the migrants. It's like, you know what? Why don't you tell it to Laken Riley's family as they grieve the loss of their daughter, and Jocelyn Nagaro's family as they grieve the loss of their daughter, their 12-year-old in Texas? Like, we don't need a guy who lives in the Vatican surrounded by walls telling us we can't have walls and we need to have an open borders policy.
Care Essentials breaks the cycle with potent natural oils that combat resistant fungus at its source. Our blend of lavender, tea tree, and almond oils restores nail health without chemicals. Apply daily for visibly healthier nails. Order now for fungus-free living. Don't wait. Click the link in the bio and take the first step with Care Essentials.